Hello Internet, welcome back to another edition of Eric's Corner with the word of the not so wise. Been pumping out a lot of what I consider to be good videos about doomsday prepping and the M35A2 deuce and a half. I posted a video that got flagged. I mean, go me, I lasted 5 months without getting a strike from the friendly folks at YouTube. I'm not quite sure exactly what I said, but I posted the video and within about 4 seconds it was flagged and I got a strike. I removed the video because I'm still new to loading videos and I shouldn't have done that because I could have contested it and maybe had actually had a person at YouTube look at the video. So I'm just going to redo it and hopefully I don't screw it up. But they said I violated terms and conditions about COVID-19, which is weird. I made a whole video about the skewed information we got, the media, which completely told us false things, and these are facts. This is not my opinion. This is what has come out as of now February of 2024. I mean, which is fine. I mean, if I was wrong, I was wrong. I think it's a little bit harsh that if you get 3 strikes in a 90-day period, they just delete your account. I mean, the private company, that's absolutely their right. I just am a little confused as to why that's a part of their community standards. You know, Twitter, Facebook, all these social media outlets have a duty to allow, you know, free speech, which people get freedom of speech and their rights kind of mixed up. They just say, well, my rights. It's just a catch-all for, well, I can't do my thing and I don't like that I'm being told no. As long as you're not calling for the eradication of a group of people or calling for violent protests like Black Lives Matter seems to get away with no problem, I kind of don't see the problem, because what happens when they decide that you can't talk about the Holocaust and they say, well, it didn't exist and it didn't happen, and if you think that it does, well, we're going to deplatform you and cancel you. What happens when talking about climate change or saying you disagree with it and saying it's wrong, and they say, well, we say climate change is happening, humans are causing it, you can't say that battery-powered vehicles aren't helping to remove human-caused CO2 emissions, which they say is like 3%, which sounds insanely high to me. I'm thinking it's less than 1/100% that we're causing. I mean, a volcano erupting will put off more carbon emissions than we will in 1,000 years at the rate that we are. You know, and we've found that it's pretty blatantly clear that there is left-wing bias and ulterior motive by media. I'm trying to word what I'm saying really carefully because I don't want another strike, because then I basically won't be able to load a video for 90 days because I can't get a third one because I don't want my channel deleted. Having fun doing this. You know, I mean, the left says no, that's actually not true. It's actually the left that's getting censored, which I did a whole video on why that's not true. But I don't understand how their best rebuttal is, nuh-uh. Can't provide any fact. Just you know, say no, we're actually the victim, of course, because that's what they do, is victim worship and victimize themselves into prosperity, or they're trying to anyway. So I mean, that's just a little confusing to me why that's part of their community standards, which is going to be 1,200 pages long. And what happens when they add something 6 months, a year from now that I talked about? Again, my skepticism of climate change, which is extremely vague. I mean, it's cold as hell out right now. Oh, well, that's evidence of climate change. Well, fuck, it's never the same day to day every year anyway. And they said, you know, get familiar with our community standards. For the love of God, I'm not going to read through 900 pages of community standards and memorize it and make sure I don't word something incorrectly. So I'm going to try, I'm hopefully going to send the video into them and say, hey, specifically what did I say was incorrect? And I could have been using hyperbole and not saying something literally. You know, I mean, Bigfoot is a hoax. At least I think I can say that. Aliens, probably. But there was a lot of wrong information going around about COVID-19. Came right from the Center for Disease Control. Anthony Fauci himself said that the 6-foot thing was based on no actual science. It just showed up and they just went with it. I mean, it kind of made sense. Stay a little further apart from each other, but I mean, no fucking shit. Stand 6 feet away at the airport, but then get on the airplane sitting right next to each other, breathing recycled air. Gee, whoever would have thought that that wouldn't be very helpful? Or, you saw pictures of lines at ATMs, and there's 2 ATMs and they're 6 foot apart, and then there's one right next to each other, so it's 6 foot, but then these guys are right next to each other, and the next step in line is 6 feet apart. I mean, I kind of liked it because, it just kind of gave you a little bit more personal space. But, it just kind of ruined us as a society. I mean, people just getting in physical altercations with each other because somebody breathed a little too close to them. And, I mean, I don't understand how people are getting that. Well, I mean, because people are it scared people. People insisting that people that weren't vaccinated should be shunned from society and shouldn't get medical treatment if they catch COVID-19. Well, maybe if you said things like that and put it on social media, maybe if you get adverse effects from the vaccine, maybe you shouldn't be treated. You see how the shoe went on the other foot? I'm not saying they shouldn't. I'm just saying people were awfully far up their own ass with things that they believed awfully quickly. So that's just the media controlling a narrative, and if you don't go along with it, then you're a science denier. Oh, I believe the science, but I never believed what they said was the science. I mean, we're getting an updated scientific research every 4 minutes. I mean, I just gotten out of the Navy. I sat on February 26th, I think it was, right before the stock market crashed. I sat on the couch and was watching this happen, play by play, had nothing better to do, really. So, I mean, they just act like people forgot all of what happened 4 years ago, and what they're saying was not on video camera, because it is. And, just come out and say, hey, I was wrong or something, not just like, oh, I never said that. Old enough to remember, and, I'm not senile quite yet. So anyway, that's my thing on media and social media. Hopefully I don't get another slap on the wrist, because again, I like doing this. It's entertaining, and I like, should something happen to me, I work very dangerous jobs. My sons can watch these when they're older and be like, well, what would my dad think about this? And, they've got dozens of hours to listen to if that's what they choose to do. So anyway, thank you for joining me. I'll have some more videos dumped on you here by the end of this weekend. So enjoy your weekend and stay warm.